Ranking Member Davis, and members of the subcommittee. I would also like to recognize Chairman DeFazio and Ranking Member Graves. Thank you for inviting me here to appear before you today to talk about the Federal Transit Administration's Capital Investment Grants Program. FTA's mission is to improve public transportation for America's communities. And last year, we invested more than $15 billion to support public transportation consistent with the law. In all of our work, FTA continues to focus on implementing Secretary Chow's 3 major priorities: safety, innovation, and infrastructure investment. Last April, FTA certified the Washington Metrorail Safety Commission as a safety state oversight agency. The certification allowed FTA to transfer direct safety authority to the Washington Metrorail Area Transit Authority's Metrorail system, to the WMSC, after nearly 4 years of direct safety oversight. When I began my tenure at FTA in August of 2017, there was not one single state safety oversight program certified by FTA. Now, 18 months later, well before the April 15th deadline, all 31 state safety oversight programs were certified, allowing billions of dollars of transit funding to continue to support agencies across our nation. FTA has also achieved significant success in advancing innovation in public transportation. FTA's Mobility on Demand program, which I know is a subject of interest to you, Madam Chair, has supported new forms of mobility, such as car-sharing services and automation. Our MOD program has helped meet the expectations of the traveling public for modernized service through on-demand options, integrated fare payments, and ride-sharing. My testimony today focuses on the Trump administration's track record in advancing CIG projects. The CIG program plays a significant role in modernizing and expanding public transportation in communities across our nation. Authorized at $2.3 billion annually, it is FTA's largest discretionary investment program. And under President Trump and Secretary Chow's leadership, FTA has advanced 25 projects with totaling approximately $7.6 billion in funding. In fact, in just the first 2 years of the Trump administration, FTA signed 13 CIG grant agreements totaling $3.3 billion. And yet, in the same first 2 years of the previous administration, only 10 construction grant agreements were signed, totaling only a little over $1 billion in investment. In 2018 alone, FTA was able to execute 10 construction grant agreements, including one of our largest to date, $1.17 billion to Linwood Link Light Rail System in Seattle. The President's FY 2020 budget request also supports the CIG program with $1.5 billion in funding, including for the first time $500 million for potential new capital investment grant projects funded through the general fund. FTA is moving projects through the CIG program in accordance with the law. It is a priority of the administration to streamline the process as much as possible, and we are making progress. Just last month, we took a major step in implementing the Expedited Project Delivery Program. However, it's important to note that CIG projects are often delayed by local challenges that impact the timing of construction grant awards. FTA does not sign construction grant agreements, committing millions and many times billions of dollars until we have assurance from the project sponsors that they have met the multiple steps outlined in law, that all non-CIG funding is committed, and the project's cost, scope, and schedule are firm and final. FTA has also emphasized the need for a firm local financial commitment, recommending a balanced approach for local, state, and private sector funding through value capture, alongside federal grants and loans. Simply put, that's just good governance. Over many years, across multiple administrations, FTA has encouraged project sponsors to leverage federal dollars to capture the value we all recognize transit brings to communities across the nation. And like you, we want to ensure that projects funded with taxpayer dollars are sound investments. In closing, let me assure you that FTA will continue to process projects through the program consistent with the law and will review projects based on its merits. During my tenure as FTA's acting administrator, I have met with hundreds of stakeholders and members of Congress and staff. I look forward to continuing to work with this committee and each of you, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.